Test. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So now we can see levels. So now we know this is us.
Welcome back into Linn-Benton Community College here in Albany, Oregon, where we've got the second matchup in 3 days between the Willamette Valley Jaguars and the Grant County Red Tails. I'll be your host today, Devlin Christensen. Alongside me, the wonderful Isaac Doobie, Director of Broadcasting here for the Willamette Valley Jaguars. And can't forget, the third member of our crew down on the sideline, Ashley Davidson. Isaac, big matchup today for the Jaguars. What excites you coming off of the close game last night?
I think you got to look at how these two teams have played each other throughout the season. They met 3 times this year, and you look at how those games have gone. They've been very close in the fourth quarter. In the first game, in the Red Tails in the Jaguars season opener, 2-point game with 5:16 to play. Red Tails won that one by double digits. Similar story last night. The Jaguars ahead by 7 in the fourth, but ultimately lost by 14. So the Red Tails kicking into another gear. Can the Jaguars hang on to a lead in the fourth quarter and really take control in the final quarter? Be interesting to see her here tonight.
Certainly following the trend that Grant County's had all season of fourth quarter success was felt last night by the Jaguars. Had a 13-point lead at about the halfway mark in that third quarter. And as you just saw, Grant County has been phenomenal in the fourth. Looking at the starters for your Willamette Valley Jaguars as we see them introduced. Got Ace Stevens, Tavion Johnson, number 11, Kevin Fletcher, 22, Preston Whitfield, and rocking number 12 today, Troy Mix Jr. Same starters as the matchup last night, which led to some early success for Willamette Valley. But obviously, as we now know, that success flattened out a bit in that fourth quarter. Isaac, what do the Jaguars need to do differently today in order to string together four full quarters of success?
I think it's 2 things. It's take good care of the basketball. There were a few turnovers in that fourth quarter that the Red Tails forced, and a big part of that is the second part of the key is try to keep the ball away from Jalen Gibson, prevent him from taking over this game. He really took over the fourth quarter, had 3 critical steals in the fourth that really allowed the Red Tails to get into transition, score easy buckets.
As we're just a moment away from tip, we'll send it down to the third member of our crew on the sideline who spoke with head coach for the Jaguars, Mary Stade, before this game. Here you go, Ashley.
Thank you, Devlin. Fans are definitely excited for this game, especially the ones who did show up yesterday. We saw quite a matchup on the court between the Red Tails and the Jaguars. As the Jags were up about 10 points consistently in the game, and then eventually towards the fourth quarter lost that lead and was down by 5 and lost the game. I spoke with head coach Mary Stade of the Jaguars, and she told me that the most important keys to winning this game are containing players on the Red Tails like 1, 4, 8, and 11, and making sure we get those rebounds. I also spoke to head coach of the Red Tails, Elijah Macon. He said that the keys to winning this game for them is going to be ball control and keep doing the good things that they're doing. Isaac, Devlin, back to you.
Thank you, Ashley. Just a couple moments away from tip. We'll read off the starters for Grant County. Wearing 0 today, Alante Gold, number 1, Sarian McGee. Denzel Smith rocking number 4, Solomon Muhammad in 6, and Jalen Gibson wearing number 11. Both Gibson and Smith had 23 points apiece to lead all scorers last night. Number 1 for the Jaguars, Ace Stevens, finished his night with a season-high 22 points. So the Jaguars will be looking to go back to the well. Hope Stevens and Whitfield, who also had a successful day, can get it going.
Yeah, Stevens, season-high 22 points, you mentioned it, but also a huge contributor on the defensive end, too, with 4 steals. That's also a season high for Ace Stevens. Really a great player in defensively, offensively, and really came alive in the stead of Micah Johnson Jr., who's out tonight and was out yesterday as well. And Micah Johnson Jr., who's averaging over 16 points a game. Ace Stevens really filled that role well, stepped into the starting lineup in a big way.
You make a great point. That loss of Johnson Jr. definitely felt by the Jaguars last night. Could have used some of that scoring, those usual scoring outbursts that he brings to the table. So, just a second away from tip-off in the circle, it'll be 6'8", Sarian McGee, and the 6'7" forward for Willamette Valley, number 5, Tavion Johnson. fan favorite here. Had a great game last night. Finished his evening with a couple of huge blocks. He actually ended up with 4, but 11 points, 7 rebounds for Tabo. Did foul out late in that fourth quarter. So we await tip-off. Looks like we should be ready just about any moment. Sounds like we are apparently awaiting a third referee. Third official has not yet arrived for the game. And we cannot start without them. So coming out of the locker room as we see him now. Just a short delay here. Giving the benches, giving the players a little extra time to get hyped up.
Wow, what perfect timing, though. As soon as we called his name and let him know that we were waiting for him, walked right in.
All 3 officials onto the court.
And hey, we're no strangers to delays in this series, though. In this back-to-back.
You touched on it right there. Yesterday, the Red Tails began the game with just 5 players. It was the same starting lineup that they rolled out tonight, but their team van broke down on the way here. So only 5 were able to make it for tip-off, and that was with a 30-minute delay for tip-off. So Stevens drives on the baseline. Johnson will take the first shot of the game. His layup, no good.
Good aggressiveness, though, early by the Jaguars to get some easy points inside, though. Couldn't get it, though.
Gibson connects on his first shot of the day, and we are underway. Here at Linn-Benton Community College, the Red Tails begin with a 3-point lead. Gibson had just one of 4 threes for the Red Tails throughout all of yesterday's contest. He's going to begin today 1 for 1. Whitfield, screen from Johnson. Sidestep, pound dribble. Jumper no good, but the rebound poked out by Stevens. Jaguars keep it in control. Fletcher working into his elbow jumper. Can't get that one to fall. Loose ball, bounced all over the place. Troy Mix Jr. comes down with it on the baseline. Sizing up the smaller Gold. Going to drive into a mid-range J. That one won't fall. Smith already with both rebounds in the game. Wastes no time going down the lane. But he falls into the ankle of Mix as he tried to gather. Appears to be out of bounds off the Jaguars.
Yeah, already a few offensive possessions that have looked good for the Jaguars. They've gotten in sets. They've gotten open looks, just haven't been able to hit them so far. They have, though, done a great job of showing and displaying effort after misses, though, to get their own misses and get some offensive boards early. Already 2.
So Gibson, the inbounder, finds McGee, catch and shoot triple. His first 3-pointer made against the Jaguars all season. Certainly shot his fair share of them, but had not connected on any across the last 2 games that he's played with the Red Tails. Whitfield tries to flip up the reverse. Tavion Johnson cleaning it up. Can't get it to go. Had 2 attempts at that one.
And Devlin, that first shot by Gibson, they're counting that as a long 2. They say he stepped on the line, so it scored 5-0, not 6-0.
McGee let another triple go. Wouldn't fall, but Denzel Smith crashing the offensive glass is going to draw a foul on Troy Mix Jr. in the paint.
Denzel Smith has been a problem for the Jaguars in the 2 games that he's played against them. Last night and in the game 3 weeks ago, averaging 21 points per game and 15 rebounds a game, too. So down low, really dominating on the glass and also inside and scoring.
Standing at just 6'6", plays a very vertical brand of basketball. Not too many 6'6" forwards in this league are reeling in 16 rebounds. like he did last night. Johnson whistled for the foul right here on the swat. Gold will go to the stripe to shoot 2.
This was one area of the game where the Red Tails really dominated the Jaguars. It was getting to the free throw line. They shot 25 for 31 at the free throw line, got 31 free throw attempts. So they drew a lot of fouls. They drew the contact, got the Jaguars in the air, and really took advantage, too, of their trips to the free throw line.
Gold couldn't take advantage right there. That was Johnson's first foul, but as Troy Mix Jr. has picked up 2 today. That foul was actually on Mix, so he's already up to 2, less than 2 minutes into this game. Can't convert at the line on either attempt is Gold. We see Suttles check into the game for Troy Mix Jr. Stevens thought about a 3. Gets it to Johnson, face-up jumper. That one will roll down for the first Jaguars basket of the day.
And who other than Tavion Johnson? Great job there on the drive to put that one in.
Smith let a 3 go off the front of the rim. Stevens trying to push it in transition. Smith falls down. Jaguars moving it around. And that one swung out of bounds off the fingers of Fletcher.
And Brandon Suttles there thought that he got fouled on that play as he was driving inside. Trying to plead his case to the referees and the officials. They got slapped on the arm there.
Gibson, one of the few players that's been with this Red Tails team all season long, dishes it down to McGee, who rolls that one up and through. Sarian McGee embracing the contact and getting the roll.
And last night, he was held in check a little bit, Devlin, compared to the performance he had 3 weeks ago with 22 points, 12 rebounds, got to the free throw line 10 times, 10 attempts at the free throw line. Last night, just 13 points and 8 free throw attempts, but still had 11 boards. So even though it wasn't as loud in the scoring department, still was collecting rebounds.
Fletcher drove into the lane, dished down to Stevens below the basket. He gets tangled up, and it'll be a jump ball forced by Jalen Gibson. He had 5 steals last night, 3 of those coming in the fourth quarter when the Red Tails really took control of that matchup to complete their comeback. So now a jump ball with Stevens and Gibson in the middle. It's poked around. Johnson gets it at the logo. Suttles holding on to it, 5 to shoot. Tries to find Fletcher on the opposite elbow. It's stolen away by Muhammad. Gibson slowing it down for the Red Tails. Fletcher reaches around and will draw the whistle. So Fletcher picks up his second personal foul in the last minute. He joins Troy Mix Jr. as two Jaguars with 2 personal fouls each. McGee, step back 3, no good. Rebounded by Suttle. Fletcher into the lane. Left side drive. He'll be fouled. Kevin Fletcher going to the stripe for the first free throw attempts of the day for Willamette Valley. Just past 3 minutes down in this first quarter. Clock reads 8:48. Fletcher steps to the stripe for the first time today.
Yeah, these will be the first free throws for the Jaguars today. A really great job last night of connecting on the opportunities they got at the free throw line. 13 for 18 as a team. Fletcher actually didn't have a free throw last night, but he gets to the free throw line and gets some points at the charity stripe early in this one.
So Fletcher's first 2 free throw shots of the entire weekend are good for 2 Willamette Valley Jaguars points. Cut the lead to 4. As Gibson takes it back across, guarded by Stevens. Strong into the lane, rejected by Johnson. We saw a lot of that last night, Isaac.
Yeah, definitely 4 blocks last night for Tavion Johnson. And man, it's like he's got a 6th sense in some of that help defense and the way he flies to the ball and just makes some hugely impactful plays. With 4 blocks last night, he's now 6th in the TBL in blocks per game, averaging 1.8.
Smith Hanging down low with Suttles. Turnaround J, no good. Suttles on the fast break goes up and contorts the body in midair. Right up into the body of Smith. Couldn't get the layup to go, but he's certainly earned 2 shots at the stripe.
Right, and that is Brandon Suttles' game. Is he is going to get in transition, and he's going to be hard to stop on the drive, especially when he gets in the air. And right there, it felt like he wanted the contact the entire time. The Red Tails got right into the body. Job by Suttles to head to the free throw line, force the issue, draw the contact and the foul.
This Willamette Valley team 6th in the basketball league in free throw shots attempted per game. So they certainly get to the stripe. It's just about converting. So far, they're 4 for 4 between 2 attempts from Suttles and Fletcher each. Stevens takes the assignment on Gibson. Gold guarded by Whitfield. McGee lets another 3 go. Saw one fall earlier. Can't get that one, but an offensive rebound by Gold. It's going to be poked down low, and a foul will be called on the floor. Looks like Whitfield is going to be whistled this time. It'll result in Gold's first 2 shots at the stripe. Actually, his 3rd and 4th. He was the red tail that missed his first 2 shots at the stripe, so now he makes it 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Chance to even that out at 2 for 4, and he gets it down. Red Tails lead 6-10. 8 minutes to go left in this first quarter of action. Suttles finds Johnson, middle of the zone, face-up jumper, just long. Suttles hangs in the air and puts it back in.
Man, what athleticism on display by Brandon Suttles. Pretty much every time he's on the floor, he shows it off. But right there, hanging in the air in order to get that one, contort the body, and tip it in.
Ernest Carter checking into the game for the first time. Misses everything on his first attempt. And the Jaguars force a turnover. That one sails out of bounds. Whitfield initiating the offense. Suttles operating off the wing. Stevens finding Fletcher. Drives into the lane. Thought about floating it up, but finds a cutting Tavion Johnson.
I think that's the most impressive part of this Jaguars offense this weekend that has been very much improved from earlier in the season is the inside game of just the cuts to the basket. The offensive movement has looked a lot cleaner. They're setting up opportunities. 15 assists last night. That's pretty good for a team that averages just over 12 assists per game this season. So they're sharing the basketball and good timing on good cuts offensively.
So Sari and Big Sar McGee caught Johnson reaching right there. He'll earn 2 shots at the stripe. He's good on the first. Johnson at the top of the basketball league in fouls per game. That's his first of the day as he hauls in that rebound, keeping the lead at 1 after the miss from McGee. Miscommunication between Fletcher and Suttles results in a Jaguars turnover. Red Tails going the other way. Gold and Gibson, the 2 guards for this Red Tails starting lineup. But we see Tayon English checking into the game for the first time, wearing number 2 right there. Suttles reaches around. Carter gets a hand on that one. Looks like we've got our first timeout of the game called by the Willamette Valley Jaguars. And we're going to send it to a quick break. We'll be right back on TBL TV and Next Move Radio with more Red Tails versus Jaguars action. Welcome back into Linn-Benton Community College here, where the Willamette Valley Jaguars are hosting the Grant County Red Tails. Grant County went into that timeout with a 1-point lead score of 10-11. But let's take a look at Grant County's newest member of their staff, head coach Elijah Macon. Isaac, a midseason addition can never be the easiest thing in the world, but he's handled it well.
Right, a 3-1 overall record since he's taken over. Just took over before last weekend. The Red Tails had 2 games against the Great Falls Electric, and they split those games, winning the first one, losing the second one, and then 2 wins right after that at Tri-Cities, and then here last night in the Willamette Valley, here at Linn-Benton Community College. Quite the career, though, as far as the collegiate career for Elijah Macon, as he played at West Virginia for 3 years and played on a team and started on a team that made it to the Sweet 16 when he played with the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Certainly got to be encouraging when you're a member of this Red Tails team and a coaching change happens midseason. When you got a guy that's had that much experience playing at the highest collegiate level, it's got to be reassuring for those players. So it'll be Red Tails ball. Looks like Gibson, the inbounder, on that sideline of the Red Tails hoop. So Ernest Carter, guarded by Suttles, top of the three-point line. Kick to Gold, catch and shoot 3. Gold hits his first triple of the weekend.
You've seen a triple from Gold, triple from Gibson. They couldn't get it going from 3 last night, but it looks like they want to do that a little more tonight.
Johnson's face-up jumper is good. Jaguars scoring early in the clock.
How about Tavion Johnson? 6 points to lead the way for the Jaguars so far. On the inside cut, he's been great, and right there, a pull-up jumper splashes down.
English in the lane, floater, all air, rebounded by Fletcher. Jaguars out and running. Pass behind Suttles, second miscommunication of this first quarter between Kevin Fletcher and Brandon Suttles. Certainly a lane right there for the high flyer, but the pass just trailing behind him.
Yeah, and just another simple miscommunication. Just, it seems like they're not quite on the same page.
Missing everything is Gibson, letting a deep 3 go that time. Just off to the left side.
And you got to remember that Suttles has been very limited since that first game here at Linn-Benton Community College in the home opener where the Jaguars won. So he's kind of getting back to, establishing some chemistry against players that aren't his own teammates.
Right there, his layup attempt no good. Pass from Fletcher found him that time, but he couldn't convert. McGee down low, clean defense from Johnson. McGee, another attempt. Took him 3 opportunities, but he puts down the 2. So Fletcher to Stevens in the corner, had a big game last night. Driving into that free throw line. Wide open 3 in the corner for Fletcher. No good. Gibson steps on the gas. Foul called as Stevens swiped down on the layup attempt from Jalen Gibson.
Devlin, right now Tavion Johnson and Sarian McGee are battling down low. McGee got the better of him on that last offensive possession for the Red Tails, came up with 2 offensive boards, and it took him a 3rd try in order to lay it in eventually, but they are battling down low. Earlier, when the Jaguars had their offensive possession, Tavo kind of hooked his arm around McGee in order to try to create some space, and McGee was complaining for a foul he wanted to call. It's going to be interesting to see who the Jaguars put on McGee tonight. Last night, we saw a lot of Troy Mix Jr. matched up against him, and he was kind of held quiet for most of the game. And right now, Tavo taking up that responsibility. Interested to see if Coach Mary Stade sticks with that the rest of the game.
So some substitutions here for the Jaguars. The big man, Jarian Henry, checking into the game for the first time, along with number 4, Caden Leslie, and number 2, Abby and Khalifa.
And maybe that's the answer. Maybe you go to Henry now.
Well, a risky pass. Gibson couldn't make him pay, trying to tiptoe and keep that ball in bounds. Khalifa was looking to find Caden Leslie way down the floor. Gibson playing a little bit of safety. Cut it off. So English gets a hand on that pass as well. Henry operating at that free throw stripe. Elbow to elbow pass to Johnson. Leslie finds Khalifa in the corner. One dribble pull up. Jumper won't fall. Rebound hauled in by Tavion Johnson. His reverse layup is good. Powerful move down under the hoop.
It's right after having a tough defensive possession a few possessions ago. He is the one who gets the offensive board and put back.
Jalen Gibson, crafty move through the lane and through the contact. That one rolls down.
I'm not sure how Tavion Johnson didn't block that. He was about 10 feet in the air.
Henry steps into a mid-range jumper. He's on the board for the first time today.
These are the first few games of the season we've seen Jarian Henry come off the bench. So right now he's trying to establish himself in a new role. He gets on the board just in his first few minutes of playing time.
Khalifa and Leslie work the steal away. Finding a cutting Suttles is Henry, and he puts the layup down. 1 point game.
Well, Suttles and Fletcher weren't on the same page earlier, but right there, the task was simple, and Suttles had a wide open lane to the basket. Great lay-in by Jarian Henry.
Gold's three-pointer. He hits another one. Already 2 today. And the Red Tails have already gotten up to 3 triples so far when they finished yesterday's game with just 4. Gold swipes it away from a no-looking Henry and then pump fakes to get Johnson in the air for an easy 2 points. Red Tails up by 6.
Smart fake by Gold there. He knew that Johnson wanted the block.
Miscommunication there, but Johnson's layup wasn't good. Looks like a free throw, couple of free throw attempts will be given to him at the stripe. But a miscommunication right there off the pass, looking for Henry. Khalifa was cutting in front of him. Bounced off the headband of Abby and Khalifa. The Jaguars still an opportunity to score on this possession. Johnson's first 2 shots of the day. Converts on the first.
How about the day for Johnson? Connects on this one. This would put him in double figures already. Averaging 11 points a game this season. And I know in the first quarter he's almost got 10. He also had 11 points last night. Looks like he might be trying to take over this game for the Jaguars.
Johnson, who shoots just 55% from the free throw stripe on the season, is 2 for 2 to begin his day at the charity stripe. So a pass down low to English, 2-on-2, and English wins that battle with Khalifa down low in the paint.
Great spin, great move by English to create some space for himself. Easy flip off the backboard there.
Leslie trying to dish it down low to Henry in that high post. Down the baseline, he faces up, lets a jumper go. Rebounded by Leslie, his putback attempt. Missed everything, and now Gold pushed it into the corner. Looks out for Gibson. It's poked away by Suttles. He gives it up to Henry. The lob to Suttles! He couldn't punch it down, but he lays it through. What a play from Jarian Henry and Brandon Suttles.
And what a lob by Henry there.
A block from Suttles. Henry trying to take it all the way across half himself. Turns it over. Gold's got an opportunity. Three-pointer, no good. McGee hauls in the rebound. Put back attempt. And the possession just keeps staying alive for Grant County. English into the lane. Gets tied up with Khalifa.
Yeah, and Jarian Henry there, while that possession was going on, was in a bit of pain, kind of favoring that ankle. I think it was his right ankle that he was favoring. Interesting. It'll be a development to watch for the rest of the game, because he was down on the floor, couldn't get up for about 10 seconds while that offensive possession was happening for the Red Tails.
Certainly hit the deck hard. We're going to hope Henry is all right. We're going to step aside during this timeout. We'll be right back with more TBL action between the Grant County Red Tails and the Willamette Valley Jaguars. You're watching TBL TV and listening to Next Move Radio. Welcome back on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. Jaguars trail the Red Tails 22-26. We've got just under 2 minutes left of first quarter action here in Linn-Benton Community College. And we'll take a quick look at some of the inactives for this game. Most notable, Micah Johnson Jr. for the Jaguars. Isaac touched on it earlier, a 16-point-per-game scorer, as well as Kenton Wright for the Jaguars. It started the last 3 games prior to this weekend, so a much-felt loss. On the Red Tails side, Chase Culpepper played last night but is not suited up today. He's over on the bench in street clothes. Henry looked to come up gingerly on that last possession, but he stays in the game. So after a very, very chaotic possession, English will get 2 attempts at the free throw line. He cannot convert on his first. So Tayon English was one of those players that arrived late on that van last night, and both Khalifa and Henry didn't let that basketball clear the net. It'll count as goaltending. Little 1-point goaltend. Doesn't hurt anybody. The shot certainly would have fallen. So now Suttles operating on the wing. Trying to find Henry. Jaguars moving it around. Great movement results in an opportunity for Mix down low. Henry couldn't get his putback to go. Gibson and McGee getting out and running. It results in a 3-pointer in the corner for McGee. And Mix swiped at that rebound. It'll stay with Grant County.
On that last offensive possession for the Jaguars, got an open look for Mix right at the rim, and this was something the Jaguars did really well yesterday, is carve up that zone that the Red Tails were playing, but right there it didn't work.
English hesitates on the 3-pointer, drives strong into the lane, finishes with the left hand.
Great pump fake to create some space in the lane there for English.
Khalifa trying to get something going. Henry, free throw stripe, guarded by McGee. Looking to find a man, drives hard on the right side, gets his layup to go. Jerry and Henry creating after hitting the deck a couple possessions ago.
Great job by Henry to get the angle there, use his body, just a little bit of speed, just enough to get around McGee and lay that in.
English, high screen from Muhammad. Gets the switch onto Leslie, into the lane. Left-handed floater, rolls around and down. Troy Mix Jr. back in the game for Willamette Valley. Had to exit just a couple minutes into this first quarter in foul trouble. Henry finds a cutting Suttles. The reverse finish from Brandon Suttles.
Looked like he threw up about 2 pump fakes before he actually put that shot up. What a job by Brandon Suttles to get just enough time in the air to lay that in.
Corner 3 opportunity for Carter. No good. Rebound couldn't be hauled in by Henry. English adds 2 more onto his total. Now Khalifa getting out and running. His layup attempt no good. He gets his own rebound. And he'll go up strong once again. He'll be fouled by Solomon Muhammad down low, but running the 2-on-1 fast break. Couldn't get a field goal made, but they'll go to the stripe.
And doing it at a very fortunate time with just 1.1 left on the clock here in the first quarter. So very fortunate that he got that call at the right time, because if he weren't to get it on the next attempt or the one after that, it probably wouldn't have counted.
So Khalifa has struggled at the free throw line so far this year. Not too many attempts, but shooting under 30% so far. His struggles at the stripe continue. Certainly a capable shooter. Just waiting to see a couple go down. Khalifa splits his attempts at the line. Leslie playing safety, breaks up the pass. And the Jaguars trail by 6 going into this second quarter. Red Tails 33, Willamette Valley 27. We're going to step aside for this quarter break. We'll be right back with the second quarter of action here here on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. So just a moment away from tipping off the second quarter of action here in Albany, Oregon, between the Grant County Red Tails and Willamette Valley Jaguars. I'm going to send it down to the wonderful third member of our crew, Ashley Davidson, down on the sideline.
Thank you, Devlin. The Jaguars going into the second quarter are 6 points behind, and they're changing the mentality. They're every timeout. They've been saying in their huddles to just keep it simple. Coaches have been advising all the team members to just keep it simple, communicate with one another, and keep up the fundamentals. Back to you.
Thank you, Ashley. In just a 6-point game, when they've gone to the fundamentals, it's worked well for Willamette Valley. Trying to stick with it. To begin the second quarter of action for the Jaguars, Mix and Tavion Johnson back in the game at center and forward, as well as really just the entire starting lineup, Fletcher, Whitfield, and Ace Stevens. So we see Denzel Smith back into the game with 2 fouls. Checked out at about the midpoint of that first quarter of action, but the Red Tails have got him back in. English will take it across half for the Red Tails. Guarded by Whitfield, taking the screen from Muhammad, gets a wide open lane, goes strong to the left, and a foul called. Late whistle there. It'll be 2 shots at the line for English. Got him on the body on his way up.
Yeah, English has had a lot of success driving inside today, and 9 points to show for it so far. If you can knock down both of these attempts at the line, making the leading scorer for the Red Tails, we've seen him, his game is getting inside, getting into the lane on drives, and then creating opportunities there. He's great on the drive in getting the hand to the lane, and also when he's had some face-up opportunities inside the lane.
So an 8-point lead, the biggest of the game so far for Grant County. Fletcher guarded up high by Muhammad. Left side screen by Johnson. Ball lost out of bounds. It's going to be Grant County possession as it rolled off the elbow of Fletcher.
Good awareness by the Red Tails defensively there. Just an unfortunate ricochet off of Fletcher's knee there.
Whitfield, high pressure on English. Into the lane once again. Lost the ball. It's going to stay here. So English having a lot of success driving down the lane early, Isaac.
Similar thing the Jaguars just did, and what the Red Tails just did on the last defensive possession just didn't go their way.
Catch and shoot 3 for English. No good off the left side of the rim. Foul on the ground. Looks like this one's called on Mix, and it appears he's going to get a technical right afterwards.
And Mix is battling down there. It feels like that's going to be his role on the team. This is just his second game as a Jaguar, so he's kind of finding his spot on the team and his role, but feels like he's going to be matching up against power forwards and some of the bigs on the opposing teams. Right now, couldn't win that battle on the last possession, but was very frustrated by it. Didn't like the call that he got called on a foul, and then said something the officials didn't like.
So Mix up to 4 fouls now after drawing 2 on that possession. English guarded by Whitfield, operating on that high right wing. Gets into the elbow. Trying to turn around on the block. Muhammad catches. Goes up strong. Can't get his layup to go. Off the knee of Whitfield. And it is another Jaguars turnover.
Unfortunate bounce there for Whitfield. There was a lot of pressure on Whitfield. Multiple defenders in the area. Just couldn't escape it. We saw Whitfield create a lot of magic going through the defense yesterday. Time tried to do something similar, but couldn't get it.
Smith steps into a 3. No good off the left side. Whitfield the rebound and kick out to Fletcher. Skipping through the lane. Finding Stevens. Layup no good. Push on the ground. Called against Willamette Valley. Looks like Tavion Johnson picking up the foul that time.
Got down low, a battle. Johnson and Stevens, the only Jaguars in the area there. Just an unfortunate foul there on the loose ball.
Gibson, triple, won't fall. Rebound tipped up by Smith. Gibson trying to create. Loose ball, ends up in the hands of English. Floater, put back attempts, just keep on coming for Grant County. They're cleaning up on the offensive glass, led by Sari and McGee.
Devlin, I don't think that was a putback attempt. I think that was an intentional pass off the glass to McGee to put it in.
Crafty move from English. And Ace Stevens ends the Jaguars' scoring drought in the mid-range.
Yeah, first points of the day for Ace Stevens. It's someone you think you got to get going, considering the way he played last night with 22 points.
So after Mix, with those 4 fouls checked out of the game, Jerry and Henry is back in taking the matchup with Sari and McGee. But right now, Smith spinning hard into the lane. A whistle. Looks like it'll be shooting. Smith is going back to the line. So 2 shots for Denzel Smith at the free throw line. Yesterday, he took just 4 of them, converted 100% from the stripe. See the Jaguars sending in a substitute after Johnson picks up his 3rd foul of the day. Coming into the game for the first time tonight is Davion Burdett. Had himself a bit of a breakout game yesterday. Only 7 points scored, but his first 7 of the season. Denzel Smith not ready for the ball right there. So when Burdett came in yesterday, the Jaguars were on a bit of a scoring drought towards the end of the first half. Burdett scored the last 7 points of the half alone for the Jaguars, going 2 for 3 from the floor. Fletcher drives, 1 dribble pull-up. No good off the front rim. Another rebound for Smith. And it's lost. Stevens takes it away. Between the legs pass, Jaguars getting flashy. Whitfield finishes it off, and 1 opportunity.
A couple no-look passes for the Jaguars. Probably the flashiest sequence we've seen all season for the Jaguars. Stevens says, I know where you're cutting. I know where you're going. Finds Henry. Henry says, I know where Whitfield's going. I'm going to give it up to him.
Beautiful play right there.
Almost telekinetic on the connection there between the three teammates.
So Whitfield, best free throw shooter on this Jaguars roster, is short off the front, cannot convert the and one opportunity. So the lead stays at 8 for Grant County. Jalen Gibson with it in that half-court circle, guarded by Stevens. Driving to the right side, layup won't fall, but English just skies for the rebound. His putback attempt no good. Burdette hauled it in. A wraparound foul. Stay on the ground and give the Jaguars possession under the Red Tails hoop.
Devlin, I think the difference in this one so far is who is displaying more effort in the offensive glass. Right now, it's really the Red Tails, and they out-rebounded the Jaguars yesterday, and right now they're just showing a lot of effort off their misses.
Stevens catch and shoot in the corner, hand in his face, it doesn't matter.
But the offensive rebounds don't matter when you can make it on the first shot of the possession. Right there, Stevens, Trey from the corner, buries it.
Gold just lost that one on its way up off the palm of English. Jaguars force a turnover. So after the flashy pass and finish from Whitfield, a corner three from Stevens, the lead is cut down to just 5. Stevens lets another one go. That one won't fall. Gold pushing in transition. Led McGee just a bit too far. Jaguars keep on forcing turnovers. They're getting opportunities to cut into this lead.
Now there's turnover number 6 for the Red Tails, and turnovers on back-to-back offensive possessions. These are the opportunities the Jaguars need to take advantage of in order to take a lead.
Fletcher sees Stevens cutting across. Back to Fletcher. One dribble pull-up. Heavy contest from Carter. No good. Rebound hauled in by Gibson. Red Tails want to get out and running once again. Carter, double clutch on the layup. Grant County extends their lead to 7. Jaguars moving around as Stevens gets into his sweet spot. The microwave scorer that Ace is. He's really finding himself this weekend.
And Stevens has shown so much growth since last year. To think a player from last year who's really finding his role off the bench could be creating opportunities for himself and creating space like that the way he has the last 2 nights, pretty incredible.
Gibson goes up strong. No call. Rebound hauled in by Henry. Pushing in transition. Matchup with McGee. Finds himself right under the hoop. Won't go. His putback attempt is slapped through. Jerry and Henry cleaning up his own mistake on the offensive glass. Gold guarded by Whitfield. Kick out to McGee. He'll fake the pass. Into the lane. Kick it out to Gibson. Rises up for the layup. Jalen Gibson driving hard all game so far, up to 7 points.
Great fake and then drive by Gibson.
Henry's going to step into a 3. Won't fall right there. Gibson throws the outlet pass. English speeds up to haul it in. It'll be poked away by Whitfield, and it'll be Jaguars ball. Looks like we've got a timeout called by Willamette Valley after they retain possession right there. 5-point lead for Grant County as the Jaguars keep on chipping away. 6:16 left to go. We'll step aside for this timeout. We'll be right back here on Next Move Radio and TBL TV. back here in a 5-point game between two TBL West rivals. We want to give a big shout out to our game changer sponsor tonight, Habitat for Humanity. Jaguars appreciate all of their sponsors, and we love doing our game changer events. Big thank you, and shout out to the Platypus out at center court. So with 6:16 left to go in the half, Isaac, Jaguars kind of going back and forth between that 10 to 5 point deficit right now, but certainly keeping themselves in it. What would you like to see change in those last 6 minutes for Willamette Valley?
I mean, the first thing, you got to look at how this is very different from the last game that these teams played last night. Yesterday, it was a very back and forth first quarter, and then the Jaguars took that lead at the end of the quarter to go up 7, and then really took control in the second and third. And right now, I think the main thing that you're seeing is the Red Tails are kind of manning up on the Jaguars defensively, and that's what's allowing them to force some mistakes from the Jaguars offensively. Some missed shots, is just manning up across the board. Yesterday, we saw the Red Tails stick with their zone defense quite a bit. And really, the Jaguars were able to find some holes and get to their spots and hit some shots. Tonight, it's kind of been a different story. They're deciding they want to man up across the board, and they like their matchups. But right here, they go back to a zone.
So Messiah DeAnthony Ford in the game for the first time today. Gets it in the corner, fakes a shot, back to Stevens. Nails it! Ace Stevens cuts the lead to 2 off the feed from Ford.
And Ace Stevens turns it on. Only played 12 minutes in this one, but 10 points already.
McGee, top of the three-point line, triple attempt, no good. Another offensive rebound for Grant County. English, an undersized guard at just 6'3", but he's already got himself a handful of offensive rebounds. And what a step through from Alante Gold, putting that one high off the glass.
Yeah, about a mile in the air for that floater there, teardrop shot. 4 offensive rebounds, though, for English, Devlin. You mentioned it. Man, for someone who's much smaller, has been displaying a lot of effort on the glass.
Jaguars trying to find a hole as they've gone back to this zone. Stevens let a deep 3 go off the right side of the rim. Gold will haul in the rebound and slow it down.
A bit of a heat check there for Stevens, just trying to see how hot he can get.
Gold drives strong at Henry. It's going to be a blocking foul. Henry was certainly planted, but brought the arm down. Easier whistle for those refs to blow. So Gold back to the free throw line. He's 2 for 4 so far today. Up to 10 points so far. Got 2 threes. Couple of steals. Really been making his impact felt. 28-year-old from Toledo, Ohio. Converts on his first attempt at the line in the second quarter. 2 for 2 this time. Burdett will take it across the timeline for Willamette Valley. English tried to jump that passing lane. Finding Stevens in the corner. Flying all over the place. Burdett lets a triple go. Connects! A foul called below the hoop. Henry certainly thinks he's shooting free throws. Certainly seems as though the bucket will count for Willamette Valley. The question is just, will they be able to add on at the line?
And what a huge possession if this ends in free throws for Henry. 3 points for Burdett, who's really come alive this weekend. Man, his first points of the season yesterday with those 7 points yesterday for Davion Burdett. And now a big 3 to bring this to a one-possession game.
Jaguars are going to retain possession here. English skied for that. Jaguars dropping passes all over the place. Stevens couldn't finish the layup down low. Suttles trying to clean it up. Stevens another rebound. Jaguars cannot take the lid off the rim. English up ahead to Gold. He's left open for 3, and he converts his third triple of the day. Has not missed from beyond the arc.
What a turn of events. What looked like easy points for the Jaguars turns into a 3 for the Red Tails.
Stevens back to Burdett. He thought about a deep one. Pressed up on by English. Into the lane, Davion Burdett. Couldn't get it to go.
A lot of contact there. Burdett not happy he didn't get the call there.
English loves that floater. Pushes that one up and through.
Right now, when the Jaguars get within the rim, right next to the rim, it feels like they're getting a little bit rushed. That's what happened on 2 offensive possessions ago. They had a lot of offensive rebounds and tip-ins that just wouldn't go.
Ford swings it to the corner with Stevens. Rebound by Henry. A swipe down from Gold. Henry not quite going to the free throw line yet. Red Tails just a couple fouls away from the bonus. Beyond the sideline, Stevens to inbound. Substitution here for Willamette Valley as Stevens won't inbound. He'll head over to the bench. Zion Bradley checks into the game for the first time. Burdett operating up top. Ford, deep 3, no good. Gold, guarded by Bradley, stepping on the gas. Foul called, no shot. It'll be on the ground on Bradley. Bit of a clothesline right there as Gold stepped through on that left side.
Yeah, but it's team foul number 5 for the Jaguars, though. So it should send Gold to the free throw line. It will.
So Gold, already 6 attempts at the line. Will shoot 7 and 8 right here. Chance to make it a double-digit lead for the Red Tails.
What a line so far for Alante Gold. 17 points, 5 for 6 from the floor, and then 4 for 6 from the free throw line, and then 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. So very efficient numbers. He's up to 19 points on the night.
Getting it done. Ford bowls through him right there. Made him do a full somersault. That'll be the 4th foul of the quarter on Grant County. So just 1 away from that bonus. Suttles drives strong into the lane, rises up, can't get the lefty layup to go. Applying some pressure on the backcourt. Ernest Carter takes it across, guarded by Suttles. Takes a screen from Muhammad, gets the switch onto Burdett. English, another push shot down low. He is really making the Jaguars pay. He's up to 15 points off the bench. Bradley off to Burdett. He'll get some space. Let a 3 go. All air. 12-point lead for Grant County. Looks like we've got a timeout called. Seemed like it for a second. Some confusion between the officials for sure. We do have a timeout. Grant County and head coach Elijah Macon want to talk it over as they're up to a 12-point lead. So we'll step aside. When we're back, we have an injury update on number 11 for Grant County, Jalen Gibson. You're watching TBL TV and listening to Next Move Radio. So welcome back here. We're just a couple minutes away from the end of this first half of action here at Linn-Benton Community College in Albany, Oregon. Jalen Gibson, number 11 for Grant County, had a brief injury earlier. We're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Ashley Davidson, for the scoop.
That's right, Devlin. Jalen Gibson took a hard fall down to the floor, but it wasn't the contact that got him. It was actually the fall itself. He took a hit to the hip, and he went down to the injury table where he got stretched out, looked at, and he just looked like it was a lot of pain for him to just be laying there. He might be back in the game later in third quarter, maybe fourth, but as of right now, he is on the bench just cheering on his teammates back in the warm-ups. Devlin.
Thank you, Ashley. Gibson remaining on the bench for now. Got his warm-up shirt back on, so an encouraging sign for Red Tails fans. It's given the Jaguars some problems so far. Gold pressed up on by Leslie, trying to skip through the lane. He'll be fouled. Looked like Bradley certainly had a hand on an all ball from behind, but a lot of contact as he got the defenders to close up that gap in the middle.
Already be free throw numbers 21 and 22 for the Red Tails in this first half. So they are getting to the free throw line frequently right now, drawing a lot of contact, a lot of fouls, shooting just under 70% so far. And, you know, Gibson was a big part of how they were able to get to the free throw line last night. But right now, Gold and English look like they're willing to pick up the slack in Gibson's stead.
So just over 2 minutes to go. Leslie finds Ford in the corner. Back to Caden Leslie up on that wing. Henry operating. Gets it right back to Leslie, the sharp shooter. Subtle skied to try and put that back. McGee and English now working in transition. English lost it, but finds Gold in the corner. Triple is good. Alante Gold cannot miss from deep. He's 4 for 4. Leslie guarded by Muhammad, middle of the court. And what a crafty finish from Brandon Suttles. Seemed like a little bit of an awkward liftoff for him, but he just adjusts in midair.
I wonder if Brandon Suttles has a background in gymnastics at all. He's got shown off some acrobatics, certainly today.
If he doesn't already have a background, it might be a second career for him to pursue with the way he adjusts in midair. So Ford fouls Gold on another three-point attempt. It's like a technical foul called. Not quite sure if this is on Ford or Gold. They're both talking. It looks like Ford will get the tech this time. So certainly not a fan of that foul. That is the second time that a Jaguar has taken offense to a foul called and gotten a technical almost immediately. Who else would go back to the stripe but Alante Gold? He's 7 for 10 so far. Still a minute and a half to go in this first quarter of action. Red Tails leading comfortably by 14 with a chance to extend it.
And if the technical foul is called, it would be 4 free throws total, but it looks like they're going to negate the technical foul as all the players will line up outside the paint like they're gearing up for just a regular free throw attempt. It would be 4 free throw attempts if the technical foul was called, but it looks like they took that back.
Well, Gold can't convert on his first. It's his 4th miss from the charity stripe today, but when you're shooting as many free throws as him, 4 misses doesn't seem like all too much. 5 might be getting up there, though. Abby and Khalifa on the Jaguars bench trying to fire up the fans after back-to-back free throw misses from Alante Gold. Puts down the last one. Whitfield back in the game. Minute and 20 seconds to go for Willamette Valley to create some scoring. Henry moving it around. Back to Henry now. Finds a cutting Leslie. Reverse layup, no good. Football pass down the field. Floor is incomplete. Sorry, and McGee trying to show off the cannon.
When was the last time you called football, Devlin? It sounds like you got it mixed up there.
It's been a couple months. I saw the motion and got a bit excited. So it's a Red Tails turnover. Willamette Valley gets possession back. Henry operating out of the middle. Looked to find a cutting Fletcher, but it's cut off and taken away by Gold. He draws another foul on his way to the rim. Looks like it'll be on the ground once again, but Willamette Valley is well over the foul limit in this quarter. Really just giving Grant County, feels like free throw attempts every time down the floor right now.
It'll be numbers 26 and 27. I'll remind you that a few games ago when these two teams played 3 weeks ago here at Linn-Benton, Red Tails shot 49 free throw attempts. They have the ability to get to the line a lot, especially against this Jaguars team. There's something about this Jaguars team that they're able to draw fouls against. Right now they're up to, it's going to be 26 in the quarter, or 27, excuse me. Meanwhile, the Jaguars just shooting 9. That was one thing they did really well yesterday that they just can't find success here tonight.
Whitfield guarded by English. He pokes it away. Whitfield rises up, fouls English on the layup attempt. So more free throw attempts. And this time, Tayon English going to the line. He's already up to 15 points today, 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. Technical foul called, appeared to be on Whitfield. So after the last one was negated on Ford, he's going to be the one to try and stop the conversation between Whitfield and the officials. English couldn't convert on the technical free throw. Certainly doesn't seem to be happy about it. English 0 for 2 from the stripe so far. Chance to make it 1 out of 3. Red Tails lead by 16. 41 seconds to go. Similar situation to Gold last time, going 1 for 3 at the line. Fletcher is going to take it across. English and Muhammad playing up high in this zone. Leslie finds Fletcher. Rocker step into the lane. Can't get a layup to go. Carter taking it across half. McGee's going to step into a 1-dribble 3. Won't go. Cross court pass to Henry. His layup won't fall. Leslie's tip in, no good. Henry gets it back. Crosses into the lane on McGee. Can't get it the layup to fall. Jaguars, after quite a while, are going to shoot some more free throws. Their 10th and 11th of the game so far, while Grant County is already up to 30.
Great crossover by Jerry and Henry on that shot there. Great steal, too. Great job to see he had an opportunity to get a steal, get a possession for the Jaguars. And he got to the rim quickly, just couldn't lay it in, but did eventually draw the contact. And I think the Jaguars are relieved that they can get a call to go their way. They haven't gotten many in this half.
So Henry makes his first at the stripe, his first free throw attempt today. He's up to 7 points. Second one is down. 4 seconds for the Red Tails to get a shot up. Gold speeding down the floor, stepping through. He gets it off. He did not get it off. Wouldn't have counted had it fallen. Willamette Valley does everything they can to keep this lead below 20 for the Red Tails. But the free throw disparity is certainly showing up strong for Grant County. A 15-point lead going into half. And in just a moment, we'll have a halftime interview with head coach of Grant County, Elijah Macon, along with our delightful sideline reporter, Ashley Davidson. Isaac, interesting first half of action. Red Tails certainly pulled away comfortably. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, just the numbers in the free throw disparity. If you look at the amount of free throws the Red Tails are shooting versus the Jaguars, the Red Tails are shooting 19 more free throws than the Jaguars in this first half. I mean, that, if you take those away, those 19 free throws away, the Jaguars have the lead. So this game is going to be won and lost at the free throw line, it feels like, for the Red Tails, because they've gotten every call.
So as we're about to go to the halftime break, we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Ashley Davidson, for an interview with Red Tails head coach, Elijah Macon.
Coach Macon, we're seeing a bigger difference with the score going into the half than we did in yesterday's game. What has the change been going into this half and this game versus last game yesterday?
Just a little bit more focus. We were able to get off our feet last night, get some good rest. So be able to get guys in here a little earlier, get some good shots up before the game. Just a little bit more focused today, prepared.
Definitely. And what are you going to tell team going into the next half, and what are you looking to work on? What are you looking to improve?
Just looking to do the same thing, take care of the ball, come down here and execute on our offense. Just not to get sped up and make our free throws.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Ashley, and thank you, Coach Macon, who walks into the locker room with a comfortable 15-point lead for his Grant County roster. Jaguars 48, Red Tails 63. We're going to step aside for halftime, and we will be back with another sideline interview, this time with Jaguars head coach Mary Stade. As we prepare for the third quarter of action, you're watching TBL TV and listening to Next Move Radio.
Greatness isn't born, it's forged. It's in the sweat, the grind, and the sacrifices we make. It's in the choices we face every day, from the strength we build in the gym to what we fuel our bodies with. How steel sharpens steel, we push one another to be better, stronger, sharper. We find strength not just in ourselves, but in those who stand with us, on the field, on the court, and in life. Because every choice matters. Every drop of effort, every ounce of fuel. Together, we're not just chasing goals. We're building stronger bodies, sharper minds, and healthier lives. Greatness is in the moments that test us, the choices that fuel us, the people who push us. Bible Steel is built for those moments. Every step, every play, every day. Steel sharpens steel.
Triple B's in the TBL done linked up. Boy, it's about to be one of the coldest seasons in the world. Trust me when I tell you. Hey, and we got that merch coming to you. Yeah, hats, hoodies, T-shirts. You want it all. You got to look sharp at the game while you over there cheering. Yes, indeed. We got 38. I say again, 38.
Just 3% dehydration, that's all it takes. A 10% drop in strength, 10% less power, 15% less endurance. Would you risk it? When you're dehydrated, your body isn't performing at its peak. Your muscles can't recover, your game suffers. That's why we created BioSteel.
What makes a name? You might think it's the game winners or the highlights, but the foundation is ours. Sacrifice.
One system, every level, from the first AAU practice to the pros. Hectic schedules, constant messages, high expectations. The BioSteel Teams app becomes a through line connecting youth, prep, college, and pro basketball, helping teams run the right way from day one. This isn't
Welcome back into Albany, Oregon, TBL, TV, and Next Move Radio, where the Jaguars trail the Grant County Red Tails by about 15 points, a score of 48-63. Still about a minute and a half out. From this second half of action, Isaac, the Jaguars certainly need to change something. What do you think Coach Mary is talking about with their team in that locker room?
Yeah, I think they've done a lot of things right. They've gotten great contributions from Ace Stevens, Tavion Johnson, and Brandon Suttles, who all are in double-digit scoring, and they're getting to the free throw line a good amount, and they're doing what they need to do on the glass as well in the rebounding department. 30 rebounds and 15 of those offensive rebounds too. But the problem is right now, especially inside, they feel a little bit rushed around the rim. They need to just realize that they just need the soft touch and need that touch in order for shots to go in, shooting just 32% from the floor. If they can improve that just a little bit, I think it'll go a long way.
So, Coach Mary comes out of the halftime break, and we'll see what she was discussing with her team, sending it down to our sideline reporter, Ashley Davidson. Thank you, Ashley, and thank you, Coach Mary Stade of the Willamette Valley Jaguars. Starting lineups back out onto the floor. We're seeing Troy Mix Jr. for the first time in quite a while after he racked up 4 fouls and just about 4 minutes of play. It's a new half. It's a new opportunity for Willamette Valley. The Red Tails will begin with possession under what was formerly their hoop, now the Jaguars' goal. Denzel Smith will be the inbounder, and we do see Jalen Gibson back in the game after he hit the deck pretty hard in the middle of that second quarter. Sat out the rest of the half. He's back in. So we're back underway here. Ace Stevens, the defender, stepping up onto Jalen Gibson. Kevin Fletcher, hand in the face of Denzel Smith. Muhammad turnaround jumper in and out. Rebounded by Whitfield.
Good recovery by Whitfield there to get the board.
That's what he does so well. Gets the board and steps on the gas. Preston Whitfield all the way down the lane for 2.
And now with Gibson, and I'm interested to see how the Jaguars transition on defense.
McGee, three-pointer no good. Solomon Muhammad doing what he does best. Sneaking in that paint and tapping it right back up and in. Lead back up to 15. Back and forth between Mix and Whitfield. Trying to get Tavion Johnson. Face-up jumper. Top of the key. Nails. Johnson's second mid-range jump shot of the day.
Yeah, Johnson stands at 6'7", but you can't defend him, give him that much space inside the arc. He's going to knock that down every time.
Gibson cross-court pass along the baseline. Three-pointer no good from Gold, but Muhammad reels in another offensive rebound.
Good effort by Muhammad to track that miss down.
Screen from McGee. The dish down low to him. The pick and roll works for Smith and McGee.
Yeah, just no one there for the Jaguars off that switch there. Wide open lane for McGee to lay that one in.
Mix. Whitfield. Fletcher finds himself open for 3. No good off the front rim. So Smith breaking a press from Stevens. That's going to be off the foot of Smith. Ace Stevens forcing a Red Tails turnover.
Yeah, midway through the second quarter, there was a point where the Jaguars were down by 8, and a couple timely turnovers by the Red Tails allowed the Jaguars to get it within 1 to 2 possessions. See if they can do that again.
Troy Mix Jr. turnaround, face-up jump shot, can't go. Smith, again, he's going to be doubled. Fletcher and Stevens getting in there. Stevens certainly excited. He thought he had it, but a foul.
Initially thought it was going to be called a backcourt violation because that double team was at the perfect spot, and right there, the Red Tails pivoted into the backcourt. Thought it might have an opportunity to get a backcourt violation, but just a little bit too aggressive defensively, and here's another call.
Stevens tried to jump that passing lane to Gibson. Back-to-back fouls on Ace Stevens. Puts him up to 3 on the day, and a technical foul. Jaguars can't seem to stay away from it.
Every time they've expressed their frustration, they've gotten called for a technical foul. There have been a few double technical fouls today. You can tell the Jaguars are frustrated that they're not getting the calls to go their way. And you can see it in the amount of free throws that we've mentioned a number of times that the Red Tails have shot so far today. And every time they express their frustration, it just gets worse.
So McGee misses the layup, misses another one. Rebounds keep finding the Red Tails, and Jalen Gibson up and under and one.
Wow. What a scoop. He scooped that up from his knees to get that one high off the glass and in. Tavion Johnson, great defense there and good positioning, but again, just a little bit too aggressive. You can tell how frustrated the Jaguars are that they're not getting calls to go their way. And Gibson takes advantage. He played pretty much every minute up until that injury he had in the second quarter. He played in 17 and a half minutes, and the Red Tails as a team really didn't drop off much as far as scoring production goes when he stepped off the floor. But he certainly can get going on the scoring end in a hurry. And he shows it off right there with a really nice play.
Jerry and Henry back into the game. Davion Burdett checked in just a moment ago, as well as Ace Stevens had to head to the bench. They're back-to-back on the ground fouls, and then a technical put him up to 5 today. A loss that the Jaguars will certainly feel. He's got 2 of their 3 three-pointers so far today. Muhammad on the fast break. His layup is good. Red Tails lead by 21. Errant pass sends Jalen Gibson right into Coach Mary Stade. Tipped that one out of bounds. Burdett gets it into Mix. Kick out 3 for Whitfield. Won't go. Smith finds Gold in transition. Back to Smith. Layup good. Henry gets it in. Jaguars want to go quick. Fletcher trying to step through the lane. Foul will be called on Gibson. See if this is on the way up. Certainly looked like a gather step for Kevin Fletcher.
And here's how the Jaguars are going to get their opportunities at the free throw line. That is forcing the issue, not taking their time, not taking too long in order to get drives into the paint and get shots up. It's forcing the issue, getting in transition quickly, and then drawing those fouls by just attacking the inside and attacking the defense.
Talked a lot about the free throw disparity today. Jaguars got some players in foul trouble because of it. Ace Stevens with 5, Tavion Johnson and Troy Mix Jr. with 4 apiece. And Preston Whitfield has 3 so far. That is 25 total personal fouls on the Jaguars to just 11 on Grant County. Gibson tried to find a cutting Smith. Threw it a bit too early. Turnover, Grant County. Jaguars, chance to keep cutting into this lead. Desperately need to see a couple go down. Team is capable of going on a run if they could just string a couple together. Fletcher lost that one on his way up. Smith, kick out. Gold won't go. Mix taking it across half himself. Fletcher, strong into the lane, right-handed layup. That goes down. Lead to just 20 for the Red Tails.
Good fake and drive by Fletcher to create some opportunities for himself. That's what you need.
Alante Gold, the defender, Davion Burdett. Smith fakes. He's got Fletcher on him. Goes right back up where he is. In and out. Rebound by Mix.
Good effort by Troy Mix to get that rebound there.
Whitfield trying to step on the gas. Skips through the lane and two defenders. Gets the layup to go.
What a job by Preston Whitfield. Again, forcing the issue, splitting defenders. Saw two defenders. What does he do? He goes right in between them.
Gibson trying to step on the gas himself. Henry leading a 3-on-1 fast break for the Jaguars. Mix's layup falls.
Good job by Troy Mix Jr. to use the shoulder and use the body in order to get the angle for the easy lay-in. Nice 6-0 run for the Jaguars.
Gold slowing it down for Grant County. Wants a screen from McGee. Burdett guarding it. Into the lane. Gold, layup good.
And that is just a tough finish through contact there by Gold. Burdett playing straight up, playing great defense, but Gold still finishes it.
27 points for Alante Gold. Burdett hesitated on the three-pointer. Back to him. Didn't hesitate this time. Lets it go, and it's good. Smith trying to get one back quick for Grant County. Spin into the lane. No good. Solomon Muhammad, another offensive rebound. Foul on the ground on Mix. That's 5.
And Mix can't believe that he was called for that foul.
Looks like we've got a timeout called by Grant County. And as the Jaguars scored a couple buckets, strung a few together, cut the lead down to 15. There's just 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in this third quarter, so we'll step aside during this timeout, and we'll be right back for Red Tails Jaguars on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. Back here on TBL TV and Next Move Radio, Willamette Valley trails Grant County 77-62. Seeing the substitution for Grant County as well as a couple for Willamette Valley. Grant County is going to send in Ajing, playing his first minutes of the day. Tayon English back in the game. Jalen Gibson sidestep in the mid-range. Won't fall. Almost hauled in his own offensive rebound after the tip out from Ajang. But Abby and Khalifa, one of the new substitutions for Willamette Valley, is back and kicks it out to Mix. His three-pointer was no good. That was Suttles dishing it down low to Johnson for the hook shot.
Tavion Johnson has been the best player around the rim for the Jaguars today. He's been very efficient from the floor overall, 6 for 10. It's the best line so far for the Jaguars.
Rejected by Whitfield, a foul called. So Gold will go to the stripe to shoot 2. Whitfield certainly had a clean block. It looks like maybe the foul was on Johnson, got him on the body. So that's the 5th on Tavion Johnson. That's got a sting for Willamette Valley. He just checked back into the game and was virtually out of that play. Certainly not much contact at all.
And the Jaguars got to be careful with these conversations after these calls because they could result in more free throws. It's been a number of times after every foul that's been called that the Jaguars are obviously frustrated, obviously unhappy with the calls that they're getting and not getting. But the discussions afterward often lead to more free throws and technical fouls. They just have to be careful.
Gold knocked down his 10th free throw of the day a moment ago. And couldn't make it 11. Rebounded by Mix. Jarian Henry checked into the game for Tavion Johnson after he reeled in his 5th foul. Henry operating middle of the zone. Spins on a Zhang, steps through, lost it. Late whistle will send Henry to the line on the free throw, on the putback attempt.
Yeah, it's on Gibson there for the Red Tails. It's his 2nd personal foul there. Finally, a call that's kind of big, that's inside, that the Jaguars get to go their way. See if Henry can capitalize.
Couldn't make the first one at the stripe. Got his little practice attempt down through. Jaguars bench hoping that practice free throw results in a made one, and it does. Gibson will initiate the offense for Grant County. He throws a full court pass. It's taken away by Suttles. Henry 4-on-2, and the left-handed layup from Khalifa through the contact is good for Willamette Valley. Lead down to 11.
Look at this defense by the Jaguars. It's a crazy full-court defense, and the Red Tails are able to get through it this time.
Gold thought about a 3. Floater, sky high, and puts it down. Alante Gold's 30th point of the night.
Oh, my goodness, Alante Gold. Everything is going down for him. 8 for 11 from the floor, shooting over 70% today.
Suttles finding a man right below the hoop. It's Preston Whitfield for an easy 2 points. Well, after Gold really had to work for his 2 on that sky-high teardrop, a wide-open layup for Whitfield eliminates it. Now Gold with a 1 dribble pull-up. That won't fall. Suttles hauls in the rebound. Whitfield stepping through the lane and getting the layup to go. Single-digit game.
Feels like almost all of Whitfield's points have come on those fast breaks where he's just taking it right to the cup.
Gold guarded by Whitfield. Stepping back, handing it off to English, weaving through the lane. Gold will reset over to Gibson, high on the right side. Deep 3 from Gibson, won't go. Whitfield, see if he does it again. Stepping on the gas, the finger roll is good. Jaguars cut the lead to 7. 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter of action.
Preston Whitfield turning it on right at the perfect time for the Jaguars, just what they needed.
Khalifa poked that one out. A late whistle takes it away from him and is going to send Gold back to the line. Khalifa certainly thought he had that one.
But good encouragement by the rest of the team. Every player on the floor just now came over to Khalifa, let him know, hey, that was good defense. That was good. That was a good opportunity to set yourself up for a steal there. He didn't ultimately get it, got the whistle, but keep playing with that kind of effort, that kind of intensity. It's going to go your way eventually.
Gold misses his 8th free throw of the day. He's got 10 makes to 8 misses, but 18 attempts so far for Alante Gold. Make that 19. Just cannot stay away from the free throw line. Khalifa tried to dish it down low to Henry. Pass tipped away by English. The lob up to Gibson. He slips and falls. Khalifa falls over him. Certainly a wet spot on the floor with the way Gibson fell, so the officials will stop it. 2 players hit the deck. It resulted in an easy layup for the Red Tails. Certainly not what the Jaguars were hoping for, as they had a man back in Abby and Khalifa. Really hustling, but shaking out a leg now as he came down awkwardly after Gibson slipped. So Jaguars possession, it's an 8-point game. Mix initiating for Willamette Valley, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Double screen. Finding Khalifa in the corner. He crosses over. Drew the foul. Doesn't look like it'll be 2 shots. The foul is called on English. So they'll take it out on the sideline.
Yeah, it's now the 3rd team foul for the Red Tails. The foul disparity is just mind-boggling when you look at it for this game, really. It feels like every time you look up, the Jaguars are in the bonus and the Red Tails aren't.
So a timeout here as we have a scoreboard correction. The lead is back up to 10 for Grant County, but it was at 20 just a couple minutes ago, and so the Jaguars have cut that in half. We'll take a short break. 2 minutes, 51 seconds to go in this third quarter, and we'll be right back on TBL TV and Next Move Radio.
Up.
Welcoming you back from the break, we're going to take a quick look at Willamette Valley's upcoming schedule after this matchup with Grant County. Next weekend, hosting Four Bears Roar, and then a lot of matchups with Grant County. They've played them 3 times already this year. They'll play them tomorrow in Grant County, and then once again next weekend after Four Bears visits. So quite a long stretch of play between these two teams. Jaguars got it back in. Whitfield and English working. Whitfield skipping through a lot of contact and finishing like it doesn't matter.
I think the key for the Jaguars right now is pretty simple. Get Preston Whitfield the ball. Scored through contact, scored through defenders. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
Smith with it at the elbow. 2 Jaguars all over him. Suttles and Henry poke it out. No look passes all over the place, and it results in a wide open layup for Brandon Suttles. Momentum swinging in favor of the Jaguars. Heavy pressure. Gibson lost it. Stevens back into the game with 5 fouls. Gold. It was dished down low to Smith. Clean defense from Khalifa, but the layup is good. Whitfield feeling heavy pressure through the lane again. Lots of contact. This time he gets the whistle. And Isaac, that recipe you were talking about, certainly working for Willamette Valley right now.
Yeah, he's come alive in this third quarter. 16 points. Got to have at least 10 in this third. And now an opportunity to add to it.
So with the way Whitfield's been driving the ball, especially in the second half, I think anybody would be surprised to hear that this is his first free throw attempt off of a shot. He shot one earlier off the technical free throw, and he could not convert right there. Excuse me. See if he can make it 2 for 2 at the line here. Began his day 0 for 1 at the stripe. He's got 5 rebounds. Go along with 16 points now. So that lead down to 6. Under 2 minutes to go, about a minute and a half on the clock. Alante Gold taking it across. Trap comes from Willamette Valley. Suttles up in the grill of Smith. Gibson with it. Sizing up Whitfield. Crossing back and forth. Smith lost it in midair on his reverse attempt. It's Jaguars' possession. Smith in the grill of the official. But Jaguars ball, minute 20 to go left in the third. Whitfield across half. And a technical foul. Looks like Smith from the sideline gets whistled for the tech after a long conversation with the official. Lots of contact that he certainly didn't seem to appreciate those last 2 times on the offensive end for Grant County.
Man, the script has completely flipped as far as the way the calls are going and who is frustrated with the refs and who's not. Right now, calls are going in the Jaguars' favor, and it feels almost like whoever is going to get the better calls, the calls to go in their favor, is going to be able to take a lead and maintain it. That's how the Red Tails got out to a lead. That's how the Jaguars have cut into this one.
Henry catches the Red Tails off guard, puts it down now with a chance to make it 3.
What focus by Jerry and Henry to lock in on putting that one in through contact. And man, this is the most hyped this crowd has been today.
Whitfield firing up the fans as Grant County's head coach Elijah Macon wants to talk it over before Henry's free throw. Jaguars cut the lead to 3. Henry will shoot 1 to see if he can cut it to 2. Minute 13 to go in the third quarter of action. We'll be right back after this timeout on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. So an exciting turn of events here in Albany. Minute 13 left to go in the third quarter. Jaguars erased a 22-point deficit. It is now just 3. Jarian Henry caught the defense off guard on the inbound. Really just all the Red Tails were not paying enough attention, and it resulted in an and one opportunity now. We'll see Jarian Henry walk back out to the free throw stripe. Some substitutions for Grant County. Ajing Ajang is back into the game, as well as Ernest Carter. And the two guards that have really held down the fort so far, Jalen Gibson and Alante Gold. Gibson with 10, but Gold with 31 points already. Is the squad for the Red Tails, along with Tayon English. Henry will take his time on this free throw. Gets it to go. 2-point game for Willamette Valley. Red Tails getting it across half. Heavy pressure from Gibson. Poked out by Henry. Henry's got it on the fast break. Reverse layup is good. Jarian Henry with the last 5 points to tie the game for Willamette Valley. Just a couple minutes ago, a 22-point lead for the Red Tails. And all of the sudden, the Jaguars are right back in it. Carter. Kick out. Gibson guarded by Khalifa. 3 to shoot. Gibson's got to get one up. Fade in the corner. Blocked by Henry. Jarian Henry takes over in the last minute. A shot clock violation for Grant County. Jaguars ball.
Devlin, about 7.5 minutes ago in game time, the Jaguars were down 75-55 with 8 minutes left to go in the third. Now they have a chance to take the lead.
An offensive foul is called on Whitfield. Officials say the defender was planted. And a turnover on the Jaguars. 27 seconds left to go. Still all the momentum favoring Willamette Valley after that huge block a moment ago from Jarian Henry.
And Whitfield had the right idea, too. That's a good drive. He's got 10 points in this third quarter. The Jaguars know they need to get him to the free throw line. And now Coach Mary Stade being held in check by her own players.
Certainly didn't agree with the call. Abby and Khalifa went over and said, Coach, already been too many techs in this game. We cannot afford another. Henry draped over the back of Gibson right there. I'm trying to get a hand on that loose ball. Just reaches around him. So with both teams in the bonus, that's going to send Jalen Gibson to the free throw stripe. The chance to end Grant County's scoring drought.
And how about the Jaguars' defensive approach in this third quarter? It has been very aggressive. They are putting it all on the line, going for steals, playing very aggressive, even though they've been in the bonus for the majority of this third. And it's worked out for the most part, excuse me. been able to close this gap and this deficit quite a bit and gotten this crowd back into it too.
Can see the camera shaking as the fans here at Linn-Benton Community College are cheering on their Jags. 17 seconds left, shot clock off for Whitfield. Jaguars down 2. Will be a high screen from Henry. Whitfield crossing into the lane. The layup is good and one. Preston Whitfield with a chance to take the lead.
Devlin, the Jaguars haven't led at all in this game. But in this third quarter, Preston Whitfield has willed this team, and now with 4 seconds left in the third, has an opportunity to give it to them finally.
Whitfield, 3 for 4 from the line, 19 points. Can make it 20 at the line right now. He does. Jaguars lead. 4 seconds for them to get a shot up. An offensive foul on Gibson. Jaguars will get another shot. Mix banging on the wall. The Jaguars bench erupts. The fans here are fired up.
Well, Gibson was in a rush. He knew he had to get a shot off quickly, but a little bit too rushed as he thought he could drive through that contact to make that play. What a take on the charge by the Jaguars. And with 1.2, one more chance to get a shot off.
So having to inbound from the other side of half court, Jaguars will need to get one up quick. Whitfield gets it in, hurls it up, and hits it! Preston Whitfield nails it at the buzzer! Jaguars erase a 22-point deficit and enter the fourth quarter leading by 4. Albany, get on your feet! Whitfield has arrived. What a shot from Preston Whitfield to end the third quarter. If there was any question where the momentum would swing, he knew it. Jaguars go into the break 91-87. We will be right back with more TBL action between the Grant County Red Tails and the comeback Jaguars. You're watching TBL TV and listening to Next Move Radio. Welcome back to the fourth quarter of action here. TBL TV, Next Move Radio. You are witnessing something the Jaguars have never done before. They've erased a 22-point deficit and lead by 4 to begin this quarter. We're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Ashley Davidson.
Thank you, Devlin. I don't know if you guys can tell from up there, but the energy down here is unmatched from the first quarter energy. They have been communicating with each other, and even in the timeouts and they're in their huddles, the communication is just more consistent, and it is on. They are ready to fight for this win. Now, another thing could be superstitions. Jarian Henry had 2 black shoes on in this half, and if you notice in the first half, he had 1 black shoe, 1 blue shoe. Superstitions could play a big role in this game, and he has been on fire in particular in this second half so far. Devlin, back to you.
On fire indeed, Jarian Henry rocking the baby. Another and one opportunity for Henry going to the line. It's an 8-point game in favor of the Jaguars. He can make it 9 right now. Isaac, this is the Jarian Henry that the Jaguars fans have been waiting for all year.
Wow, he has been unlocked. This is incredible what he's done in this second half. Coming alive, it was like on the drive, he's using his size and his body to draw the contact and still being able to lay it in, and has been very patient in those lay-ins, the soft touch. It's worked for him.
9-point lead for your Jaguars. Almost a minute passed. Carter loses it into the lane. Henry picks it up and wants to run. He's got Suttles. Rises up and packs it home. Brandon Suttles blows the top off of Linn-Benton Community College. Jaguars lead by 11 after the poster punch from Brandon Suttles. Oh my goodness. Just when you thought it couldn't get better, Isaac.
This might be the best 2 minutes of basketball the Willamette Valley Jaguars have ever played. Everybody is playing to their strengths and playing their game. Suttles is a rim runner known for his explosiveness around the rim, and he packs one down, probably his best dunk of the year through contact.
Carter blocked by Suttles. Red Tails keep it alive. Gibson swings it out to McGee. Lets a 3 fly. Won't go. Rebounded by Stevens. Whitfield's got it for Willamette Valley.
And the question is, how do the Red Tails answer? How do they stop him?
Blocking Whitfield right there. Henry gets it. Finds Whitfield once again. Fakes. Goes up strong. And the late whistle as Whitfield hit the deck really hard. So have his arms held down right there. Couldn't get the ball up. Whitfield down on the deck, taking a moment to collect himself. That was a hard fall for certain. Jaguars would hate to have him have to exit this game at all. He is grabbing his right wrist of his shooting hand. Taking a moment is Whitfield, leading all Jaguars with 23 points. We have an official's timeout to check on Whitfield under the Jaguars basket. Score 98 to 87. We're going to step aside for this break. We'll be right back with an update on Preston Whitfield. Welcome back. Here at Linn-Benton Community College, the Jaguars are having themselves a night. An 11-point lead is the most they've led by at any point today, considering that they didn't lead until the last minute of the third quarter. They have taken off, and it sure has been exciting, Isaac.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the century. Man, just thinking about the spark that this team has ignited here in the third quarter and now early in the fourth. I mean, this is actually very similar to how it looked early last night. Was Preston Whitfield got the ball early on, and he knew that the Red Tails were playing a zone defense that was very spaced out. But what did Whitfield do? He attacked the basket right away. What that does, that collapses the defense, creates opportunities either for himself if they don't help out in that middle of the zone, or they kick out to the other players and create opportunities for them. And that approach is what, from what I've seen, has ignited this team offensively, especially. And now 98 points. I'll remind you, Devlin, the most points they've scored this year is just 102 points. They're most likely going to surpass that.
I would hope so.
Just 5 points in about 10 and a half minutes. It feels highly likely that they're going to pass that.
So it'll be 2 shots for Whitfield after that foul. Jaguars fans glad to see him back into the game. He's up to 23 points. He'll make it 24. He leads all Jaguars scorers and only trails Alante Gold, who reached 31 points about 8 minutes of game time ago. And Whitfield puts his 25th point down and through, leads all Jaguars scorers, but Jarian Henry, the game Jaguars fans have been waiting for, season high 17 points, season high 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Might want to keep an eye on that one. Gibson's got it up top, tries to dish it to McGee. Taken away by Henry. Khalifa goes up strong, can't get it. Hall's in his own rebound. Tipped away. He's got it, he picked it back up. Whitfield's floater down and through. Jaguars score 102 points, matching their season high. Gold, driving through the lane, is going to draw a foul on Henry. That'll be the 4th on Jarian Henry. Jaden Leslie checking into the game for Preston Whitfield.
And now Preston Whitfield has a new season high in scoring, 27 points today. His previous season high was 26. He had that a few games ago against Great Falls. And now the Jaguars on the run here again.
Well, Gold missed the 3, but he took it away and then took the possession away from his own team. Off of his foot, Alante Gold turns it over on what would have certainly been a free 2 points. Willamette Valley catches a break.
Red Tails are all out of sorts. What do they do to try to settle things down a little bit? Feels like every pass, every shot, every drive, they've just been a little bit off, whether it's a miscommunication or just a mistake.
Certainly looking as the more deflated team. Stepping through the lane, Khalifa kicks out. 3-pointer no good from Leslie. Shot clock had to be reset. They'll fix it because it did go. Wait, did he? The official certainly called it. He tapped his head as though it would have been a shot clock violation, but the shot most definitely hit the rim. The shot clock did not reset as it was supposed to, maybe confusing the official. So it depends on where they decide to blow this dead. It should have been a live ball the whole time. But regardless, it should be Jaguars' possession right now. They'll talk it over with Coach Stade.
I'm not sure what the explanation is for this call. The official came over, told Brandon Suttle something. He seemed to be okay with it. Jordan Sanders seems to be okay with the call on the sideline. Mary State taking exception to it. I'm not sure what the explanation is there, but.
So, Red Tails get possession. Gold finally gets one down and through for them.
The Red Tails play a very rushed, they like to get shots up in quickly into the shot clock. Trying to see if that continues to work here, down by 13 with 9 minutes left.
finding a cutter. Suttles rises up, chipped at the rim, but he'll get to go to the line for two. Looks like a foul called on McGee. Suttles rose up down low, but got bumped on the body. Number 1, Sarian McGee draws the whistle.
Third personal foul for McGee here in the fourth quarter. Fouls haven't been a problem for the Red Tails. But it's looking like those fouls are starting to rack up here in the fourth, and it's coming at some very costly times. Sending a team that you're down by 13-2 to the free throw line. Not what you want to do. And right now the Jaguars are really finding their groove offensively. And if they can make some shots at the free throw line, it would allow them to really take this game and run away with it. But I'm not sure if we'll see if they'll be able to do that and make their free throws.
So Whitfield checks back into the game. Jaguars have scored 11 points here in this fourth. And that bucket, that mid-range jump shot from Gold, was the first points of the quarter scored by Grant County. Taking a look at that third quarter where the Jaguars had a miraculous comeback. They outscored the Red Tails 24-43. So now Grant County in desperate need of a momentum swing. Big Sar gets it down low, hands swiping. If that's on Stevens, it's his sixth, excuse me. Looks like the whistle must have been on Henry. Doesn't necessarily put the Jaguars in a better spot, as that would be his fifth foul. Gold stepped into it, thought about a three, and then Henry gets hit in the chest with the ball, loses it. Bodies all over the place, a ball all over the place. Suttles rises up, mosses the defender, but he's fouled, bringing it down.
And he came down really hard. Had a Red Tail player that fell underneath his legs, so he came down awkwardly on that play. He's just pounding the hardwood, really upset with what just happened there, as the Red Tails defender just kind of undercut him. And Red Tails player hasn't moved either.
Smith down in almost a push-up ready position. Suttles gets up relatively quickly, and considering how he fell on those legs, he is moving well. He's going to try and walk it off, heading to the locker room. Maybe not, faking us out. He seems to be moving well enough, but we'll see what the decision is here from the officials. Certainly a foul. Clearly nothing intentional for Denzel Smith, but when it's an undercut like that, I do believe that there's discussion for a flagrant there. Again, not intentional, but a reckless move like that can result in the player being hurt. Obviously glad that Suttles isn't in very much pain anymore, but it's the kind of things that the officials are going to talk over. Willamette Valley is up to a 14-point lead.
But it looks like he'll stay in for right now. Never mind. Oh, timeout. So both teams will be heading to their benches.
It's like both teams going to the benches as the officials discuss this. So we'll step aside for a short break. After this, you can only assume Suttles will be shooting free throws, but we'll see. We'll be right back on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. So welcome back. Suttles ready to shoot a free throw. Got the inside scoop from our wonderful sideline reporter down behind the bench. Said that Suttles certainly fell hard, and he said he was fine. He just needed a minute. Couldn't convert on that free throw. It is a flagrant one on the floor, and that'll be 2 free throws for Brandon Suttles. He can't make them pay. But still Jaguars possession. He's going to head to the bench and take a moment to recover. So the play deemed reckless on Denzel Smith. And Jaguars couldn't convert at the line. Just glad Suttles is okay, and they've still got possession. Moving it around now. Khalifa skipping through the lane, tried to dish it off to Kevin Fletcher, but it looks like Smith got a hand on it. Not happy about the call.
And I mentioned it earlier, but it feels like the script has completely flipped for all these calls in favor of the Jaguars.
English skied for that one. Smith lays it in on the fast break. Lead down to 12 for the Jaguars. Slowing down the offense for certain. English forced that turnover. Red Tails playing high ball pressure. Whitfield, catch and shoot 3. No good. Almost hauled in by Stevens. He poked that one out of the hands of Jalen Gibson. It'll be Red Tails possession. So Gold and Gibson to break the press, as it has been all day. English, push up floater, no good. Rebounded by the Jaguars. Fletcher, ball handling and draws the foul on English. Just the 3rd foul on English today.
English has been so efficient inside the arc tonight. 7 of 12 from inside the arc, and that floater for both English and Gold has gone down more often than not tonight when they get inside, put that runner up, and they put it really high so no one can even contest it if they want to. That time, just pushed it a little bit too strong and couldn't get it to go.
No good on the first free throw is Kevin Fletcher. These are the 28th and 29th free throw attempts of the day for Willamette Valley. Currently sitting at 20 makes, and it'll stay there. Rebound hauled in by Smith. Gibson in transition, up into the body of Henry, rebounded by Whitfield. He's going to stop on the brakes, slow it down. Lead still at 12 for the Jaguars. He thought about a 3. 10 to shoot. Finding Stevens. Stepping into what looked like it was going to be a mid-range shot. He thought he had Fletcher in the corner. A miscommunication. He sails the pass into the bench.
This is how the Red Tails came back in that game last night. Just some turnovers, some miscues, some miscommunication. Jaguars need to figure that out if they're going to win this game and finish.
So, a pass deflected by Henry. Sailed out of bounds. It'll stay Red Tails ball. Gibson to inbound. Into Smith. McGee trying to make something happen. Caught Henry reaching, and this could be monumental. That's 6 on Jarian Henry. He's got to head to the bench. Looks like Tavion Johnson will check back in for him. Certainly not the outcome he would have hoped for with still 6 minutes plus left to play in this game. And certainly still a back and forth affair. But he finishes his day with 17 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 6 steals for Jarian Henry.
And right now, the Jaguars just put Troy Mix Jr. and Tavion Johnson on the floor. They have 3 players on the floor right now who are at 5 personal fouls. Stevens, Johnson, and Mix Jr.
McGee can't get it to go. Good defense from Johnson, not fouling. Whitfield taking it across slowly. Fletcher, Stevens, kick to Mix in the corner. His three-pointer is good. Troy Mix with his 2nd bucket of the day.
Yeah, but his first 3, and great extra pass by Ace Stevens. Passed up a shot of his own in order to create an opportunity for his teammate.
McGee lets another triple fly, still can't connect. McGee loves to let that 3-ball fly. His first game against the Jaguars, he went 0 for 10 from 3. 0 for 3 last night, and then 1 for 9 so far as Whitfield puts that one up and through for his 29th point.
We can keep raving about Whitfield scoring, but I think the underrated part of his game is the rebounding. 7 rebounds tonight.
McGee tried to get that one up. Tavion Johnson, straight up defense. Playing smart with 5 fouls. Whitfield trying to get it in and create. Kicks it out to Mix and resets. He didn't see McGee lurking behind him. Fast break opportunity. McGee, and he'll be whistled. Mix is going to be called for a foul right there. Certainly looked straight up from up here, but that's 6 on Troy Mix Jr. Tough scene if you're Troy Mix.
What a turn of events for the Red Tails, though. The Jaguars had a 5-on-4 opportunity offensively, but McGee was just lurking, hanging back as he wasn't happy with that foul call and didn't transition to defense quickly. And what does he do? Turns it into an and one opportunity. And now they still have a bit of a lead to climb back from. 108-94, a 14-point game here. Red Tails, more work to do with 5 minutes to play.
Stevens on the wing. Pick and pop. Tavion Johnson hits the triple. Tavo's first 3-point attempt of the day is good. He's up to 17. Gold kicks it into the corner. English away from the ball. Foul on McGee. Wouldn't have mattered. That 3-point attempt hit the side of the backboard. Tavion Johnson hits the deck after McGee gets just a bit too physical. Playing clean defense is Tavo with 5 fouls, hitting a pick and pop 3 on the other end. He's just doing everything.
And Tavion Johnson playing with 5 personal fouls, still battling down low with McGee.
Well, the Red Tails are certainly in the foul bonus, so that should be free throws. It certainly looked like Tavion thought about it, but a timeout called by Coach Mary Stade. Certainly happy with the result, but still plenty of time left to close it out. 4:55 to play. Jaguars lead by 17, 111-94. We'll be right back on TBL TV and Next Move Radio. So we're back. 4:55 to play. Jaguars with the biggest lead they've had all weekend long. 17 points, 111-94. As we're just a couple moments away from resuming this game. Some big nights from some Jaguars. 17 points, 5 rebounds for Tavion Johnson, and playing strong defense with 5 fouls. Ace Stevens, 12 points. Also still in the game with 5 fouls. Preston Whitfield leading all Jaguars scores is up to 29. For the Red Tails, 33 points for Alante Gold, just 2 in the last 14 minutes of play. So Troy Mix Jr. is back out on the floor. And it is pretty clear to us up here that he has 6 fouls. So officials letting him play. Fletcher guarded by Gold. Whitfield on the floor along with Stevens, Mix, Johnson, and Fletcher. An offensive foul called on Tavion Johnson. And if Mix is in the game, you might as well assume that Johnson can stay because that's 6 on Tavion. He checks out. Suttles enters the game once again for him. Tavion Johnson, heck of a night. 17 minutes played, 17 points. An assist, 5 rebounds, 1 more show-stopping block as he always does. As Willamette Valley has a commanding lead. English, triple in the corner, no good. What a rebound from Smith. Puts it right back up. That time won't go. Another push shot from English. He's got about 10 of those this weekend. That one falls. 96 points for Grant County. Fletcher and Whitfield break the press. Gibson up on Whitfield. Stevens. Back to Whitfield. 2 to shoot. Floater in the lane. And 1. Preston Whitfield, have yourself a night. 31 points, and he can make it 32.
I want to know what Preston Whitfield did at halftime because, oh my goodness, he has turned it on in the second half. Wow. We all need a little bit of Preston Whitfield magic, and man, has he turned it on in this third and fourth quarter.
So 31 points for Whitfield, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Boy, is he having a night. Really having quite the second half. Misses at the line. 113-96. Gold lets a 3 go. No good. Almost rebounded by Mix. He tips it out off the leg of McGee. 3:46 to go. Jaguars still up 17. Stevens will come all the way across the court to inbound, needing Fletcher and Whitfield as 3 bodies to take it across half. Fletcher breaks the press easily. Heavy pressure from English. And Fletcher into the lane. Oh my goodness. What a finish from Kevin Fletcher. English sails it behind the timeline. And that's a Red Tails turnover.
And I think the biggest difference in this game that has completely turned the tides has been this full court pressure and this full court defensive scheme that Coach Stade and the Jaguars coaching staff has implemented in this third and fourth quarter. The Red Tails have been completely out of sorts and cannot get into a rhythm. The thing is, with those kind of defensive setups, the offense needs to hit the quick shot because there are openings in the half court once you get in to the front court. But the problem is the Red Tails have not hit those opportunities.
So the foul count well above 5. Fletcher's back at the line. He puts the Jaguars up 20 points. Isaac, if you had told me that about 20 minutes of game time ago, I don't know what you could have done to convince me. 21-point lead for Willamette Valley. 3 minutes to go. English into the lane. Push shot once again. Rolls out. Mix still in the game. Breaks the press all by himself. Threw it across. It was definitely tipped by English. Looks like it hit the hand of Fletcher. And an overrule from across the court. The sideline judge from the other end calls across the tip. So it's going to stay Jaguars possession. 3:05 left on the clock. 21-point lead for Willamette Valley. Fletcher, strong into the lane. Up with the left hand and down.
Devlin, these teams will be seeing a lot more of each other as we start to look ahead. This is a 19-point game now. 3 more matchups coming for both these teams the next 3 games for the Grant County Red Tails.
Sarian McGee hits his second triple of the day. Now 2 for 11 from the line. Whitfield floats it up and down, and this guy cannot be stopped right now. Flex those muscles, Preston. Have yourself a night.
33 points with a chance to make it 34. Preston Whitfield has completely taken over this second half in this game. And an opportunity to give them 122 points in this game. 34 points, the most scored by a Jaguar this season.
Most scored by a Jaguar this season. And I was about to say he took the game-scoring lead away from Gold. Gold stomps on the gas, takes it right to the rack, and reclaims it at 35 points. Fletcher, cross into the lane, fouled. Floater no good. Shot waved off. It was on the floor. But it doesn't matter because it'll be 2 shots at the line. The Red Tails are well over that foul limit.
I think for the Jaguars, the most encouraging thing today is you're starting to see this team play to its strengths. They know where its strengths are, and they know where to attack against their opponents. It feels like this team through the first half of the season is kind of finding its identity, not sure who to run the offense through. How do you get these different players involved with these different skill sets? But things are starting to gel. Things are starting to develop, and some chemistry is really forming. And you're seeing it out on the floor today in the second half.
Platoon swap for Willamette Valley, signaling all but victory. Burdette, Ford, Bradley, and Leslie are all back in the game. Whitfield, Suttles, Mix, Stevens all heading to the bench after doing their jobs and doing it well. So the free throw missed from Fletcher, poked out of bounds by Ford. 2 minutes left to make it official. Willamette Valley in prime position to get their first ever win against the Red Tails in their 4th matchup with the team. A foul on the ground. Well, a foul on the shot as Ernest Carter hit the ground. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 more. And as Whitfield's on the bench, certainly looks like his day's over. It is, like you said, Isaac, the best scoring performance from any Jaguars so far this year, but 34 points, 10 rebounds, 13 for 19 from the floor. Just efficient and doing everything so well. And to score that much with just a single 3-pointer. Carter splits them at the line. Ford into Burdette. Burdette stepping on the gas. Misses the layup. Carter with the rebound. Muhammad in the lane. That one drops. So a foul on Gold. That'll be his 5th in a game that's all but decided. Alante Gold is 35 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, as well as 4 steals, but now 5 fouls.
I think one part of this game that you got to talk about that the Jaguars did really well, their bench was playing a good portion of the minutes in that second quarter, and it felt like that was where the Red Tails took control in that portion of the game. But when those starters came back into the game in the third quarter, even though some of them were playing with 4, 5 personal fouls, they stayed disciplined and managed to find a way to not foul out and contribute, and like Preston Whitfield did, who's been playing with 4 fouls for a good portion of this second half. They've stayed disciplined, not gotten those calls against them and eventually come out with what looks like a double-digit win.
English, another push shot. His total up to 22 points now. Fletcher across half. Finds Ford. This is down low to Bradley. He can't get his layup to go. A pass off the body of Burdett. Right back to Carter. Off the foot of Leslie. Just some messy passing all over the place right now. But it won't change the outcome for Grant County. That was decided. What certainly feels like a whole quarter ago when the Jaguars swung the momentum back that way.
And the Red Tails have played their best basketball today when they've gotten into the front court and really taken their time with some of the shots that they've created. And in the second half, they haven't really allowed those to set up. They've been kind of rushed, and for the most part, it's been a lot of miscues that have been forced, some errant passes, some miscommunication. It's been tough sledding for the Red Tails offense, but this team has an identity. This team can get on a run in a hurry and can obviously draw contact and draw fouls with how aggressive they are as a team that likes to drive to the rim and likes to score quickly.
Fletcher fouls McGee, trying to poke that one out. His third foul of the day. Just a minute and 10 seconds left. Sarian McGee can't add on. And just a moment away from the Jaguars' second win of the season and third win as a program. Loose ball. Fletcher's got it up to Burdett. Cross court pass to Ford, under a minute to go. Three in the key called on Alante Gold. Defensive three in the key. Guarding nobody until Ford came down the lane, and too much time in the painted area. So, Ford's free throw attempt can't connect. 53.3 left on the clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. And Willamette Valley in prime position for really the most comfortable win they've had as an organization. Certainly wasn't comfortable throughout the whole game. Again, down 20 points in the middle of that third quarter. Surged back at the end of the third and started the fourth just as hot. Carter puts that one back in, but it's an offensive interference.
And you know, Devlin, you mentioned how this offense has scored throughout this second half. Something changed. They really woke up coming out of halftime. 48 points total in the first half and 76 in the second half. It's incredible, almost doubling the amount of points they scored in the first half. And something happened in the locker room. Something happened at halftime that really flipped the script and the momentum of this game.
McGee punches that one down. As the Jaguars still have a shot clock on, but Messiah Ford will dribble this one out near that half-court mark. Taking it inside, kicking it out to Leslie. Thought about a three, lets it go, hits it. Caden Leslie gets himself on the board. The three-point specialist finds the bottom. So now, as the clock hits 0, Preston Whitfield is the hero. And the Willamette Valley Jaguars have their third win in program history, second of the year, and second win against Grant County. Isaac, we know what the turning point was, but what did the Jaguars do to get there?
It was being aggressive, getting the ball to Preston Whitfield, allowing him to go to work inside, and not letting the defense dictate where you want to go with the ball, but rather the other way around. You dictating the tempo, and the offensive pace. They attacked the rim quickly. They carved to the cup quickly. It created opportunities for Preston and then other players off of that.
Whitfield finishes with 34 points, 10 rebounds, double-double for him. The star of the show tonight, but couldn't do it without his supporting cast. 17 points from Tavion Johnson, 17 from Brandon Suttles, as well as his highlight punch. And then 17, 10, and 7 to go with 6 steals from Jarian Henry. Quite a day for the Willamette Valley Jaguars. And we are just a moment away. We're going to send it down to a post-game interview with the hero today, Preston Whitfield, along with our own Ashley Davidson.
Thank you, guys. Preston, a big game for you today. What was going through your head, and what helped you get this win today?
Man, it was a lot going on through my head. The number one thing was get this W and any means possible. So today I had to do most of the scoring, and I just locked in on that, trying to do whatever it takes to help my team win.
Now, speaking of that scoring, you have set a season high of points for the Jags. What does that mean to you, and what are you going to continue doing the rest of the season?
Well, I ain't trying to be cocky, but it don't mean much. I could top that probably tomorrow, but I appreciate you guys. I mean, I plan on scoring a lot more, but the scoring means nothing without a W.
Now, what's going through your head going through the next games going forward and into tomorrow's game?
Well, tomorrow's game, tonight we got to get a bunch of rest. We travel tomorrow, so the goal is to get rest, make sure our body's feeling at least close to 90%, and go tomorrow out there and get a W.
Awesome. Thank you, Preston. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ashley. And Jaguars fans all over the place saying thank you to Preston Whitfield, leading scorer for the Jaguars today. For Grant County, 35 points for Alante Gold, 22 for Sarian McGee, 24 off the bench for Tayon English. And the loss, a final score of 127 to 110. Isaac, put a cap on it. Jaguars play the Red Tails once again tomorrow. And you got to think they're hoping it's something like this.
Well, they also sort of have a recipe for success against this Red Tails team. They know how to kind of get them on their heels and play to their strengths and get them in their game. And it's going to be really exciting to see how much Preston Whitfield has a role on this team and really how he is going to shine on this squad in the rest of the year for the Jaguars. It sends a 4-game losing streak for this Jaguars squad, a much-needed win for this team.
Much needed indeed. Second win of the season. The Jaguars move to 2-5. Grant County Red Tails fall to 8-6. That's going to do it for us tonight. I want to give a big thank you to everybody who makes this broadcast possible, everybody in the Jaguars organization, our camera operators today, Brooke Capone, everybody working up here, graphics, Elliot Watzaga, our lovely director, Emmett Burris. For Ashley Davidson, Isaac Doobie, I'm Devlin Christensen, saying goodnight.